Hello friends, my name is Bilal Khan and today I'm going to be working on another Rust application. So this will be the third series of the Rust book that I will be making. So let's go to the screen. So as you can see here that I'm present in the Visual Studio Code, and inside it there are two lessons that I taught in my previous video. The first one was Hello World and the second one was data types, right? But in this video what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another lesson that will be by the name of functions, in which I will teach you the functions and some of the variable bindings and that how you can mutate them and immutate them, right? So yeah, this is going to be the lesson for this video. But first of all, these are some of the file modifications that I have done, but you don't need to worry about it. I will teach you that what are those modifications. But first of all, let me tell you that how you can create a new folder relevant to Rust. So if you want to create a new folder, you can simply create a new folder here, and it will allow it will give you this option to write a name for it. But in terms of creating a folder, what you need to do, you need to write cargo init and then the name of the folder, right? So this name, so the first one was 1 hello world, 2 data types, and this one is 3 is going to be functions. All right, so now if I click OK on this, like press enter on this, it will give me the error, right? So why this is the error? Basically the error is saying that invalid character 3 in package name. So 3 and this sign functions, and the name cannot start with a digit. So this is basically the error that it is giving me, that the name should not be starting with the digit. As you can see here that here the name is starting with 3, that is a digit. So that's the reason that it is giving me this error. So you will say that, hey, this name is also starting with 3 or with the digit, this name is also starting with digit, then why it didn't give me the error? So the reason is that the modification that I made is that if I go to this cargo toml file, you will see that here the name is starting with the digit 2 and data types, but here the package name is starting with the string, right? So data types 2. Here you can see here 2 data types, and here the data types 2. Similarly, if I go to the hello world cargo toml file, you will see that there is a 1 hello world, and this is the folder name, but the package name is the hello world one. All right, so this is the opposite of it. So what it was giving me the error was that basically the invalid character 3 in package name. So when I declared this function, when I declared this command, it allocated it was trying to allocate this name to the folder, and it was also trying to allocate this name, the similar name, to the package. So you need to keep this in mind. There is a folder name and there is a package name. So both of these things were basically taking this kind of name, and the package name rejected it, but the folder will accept it, right? So how I can make this clear, or how I can allocate the folder name separately, or how I can allocate the package name separately? So this is the question that I will be solving in this video. So let's say if I want to keep the folder name the same, but I want to keep the package name different, then what I will do, I will write this command, right, and name, and then functions 3. So now this name is will be given to the folder. That will not give me the error, but this name will be allocated to the package name. If I run this command again, you will see that the 3 functions is basically is given to the folder. All right, and now if I go to the cargo toml file, you will see the function 3 is given to the package name. Okay, so yeah, this was the difference that I was trying to tell you, and that's a modification that I have done in my previous video. So yeah, I hope you understood that how you can change the folder name and the package name. Now let's go to this, and now let's clear this. First of all, I don't need it because it is done. Now the next thing that I'm going to be working on is to go to the source file, go to the main.rs file. I have told you previously that this is the default file of the Rust. I will simply remove it, and now what I will do here, I will tell you that what are the functions and basically how you can create a function, right? So what is the syntax of it? So function is basically a block in which you will write multiple variables, like use multiple data types and then use them, right? So I may be incorrect in this kind of definition, but tell me if I'm wrong in it. But yeah, it's just a block of code in which you will write some kind of functionality by defining variables, or what you can say, by using the structures and enums, but not defining them, but using the structures and enums in the functions, right? So you cannot write the functionalities of in outside the function. You have to define it in a function, but if you want to define it outside the function, they will be constant, right? So I have told you in my previous video. So let's go to the first of all, the syntax of it. This is the syntax: fn function name. All right, so this will be the function name. After that, inside this, what you can say, there will be a parameter that will be defined, right? So parameter, and the parameter data type, that could be string, integer, or any kind of parameter, right? And then this curly braces. And now if I want to print this parameter, I will simply write println, this sign, and then I will write it in a string, curly braces, and then write the parameter here, okay, semicolon. Now what it will do, it will this will be a function name, this will be a parameter that will be printed here with the data type. All right, so you need to mention the data type also. All right, so now this is the overall what you can see syntax of it. But now if I want to implement it in a real way, how I can do this, I will write, let's say, function fn and this addition, okay, and now I will write like not addition, let's say I will write data. All right, so data, and data is going to be like let's say if I change this function name myfunc, and then write the data variable with the data type string, and then print this, okay, print this. I will write this what you can say, here is the data, okay. So after that I will write the parameter. So here is the data, then it will write the data that I will be printing here. So currently I have not allocated any kind of data to this variable. So what I will do here, I will write a function that will be the main function, because this myfun will not work until I declare it in the main function. So yeah, you need to keep this in mind. Now what I will do here, I will write let data, or what you can say, any data, right? So name should be different, it does not matter, right? Name data, the string, it is of data type string, it should be capital. And then what I will do here, string from, this is how you can declare a string. And now let's write hello world. So in Rust, if you want to declare a string, you need to write like this, but there are other ways also. I'm not going to go deep dive into it, like how you can define the string, or what is the ownership principle, or how you can reference it. These are the separate things that I will be talking about later, but you need to keep this in mind, that this is the data, that is the data type string, and this is how you can declare the hello world in a string, right? Now let's call this function my fun, okay, and then any data, okay, so any data. Now if I what you can say, run this cargo run, okay, I'm present in the parent directory. So what I will do here, I will go to the functions, three functions, and now if I check the directory, I'm present in the three functions directory, cargo run again. You will see here is the data, hello world. So I defined the hello world here, and this is relevant to the data, and now it is printed here. All right, so this is how you can write the functions and the parameters. So in the string case, I'm not going to be going into the further details, because there are more details that needs to be defined here, but for the simplicity purpose, I will just stick here, right? So yeah, this is how you can like define a function. Now the next thing is to let's say if I want to declare two parameters, how I can do this? I will write addition. This will take two parameters. The first one is x, okay, and this will be I32 that can take positive or negative numbers. I have told you in my previous video, in the data type video, and the y is basically I32. So there are two parameters of data type integer or I32. Now let's write print line addition result is equal to, this is the curly braces that will basically show that these are the two variables that will be added, right? So x plus y, all right, x plus y. Now if I define this, if I like call this function here addition, I have to specifically mention the data here. What I can say here, you can simply define the data here like 40, 45 or 20, but let's say if you want to make it more like in a nice way, you can simply write x var I32 45 y var or y variable I32 20. So why I'm doing this? Because let's say if you have multiple functions, let's say addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, then you don't need to go to each function in order to change the like data here. You just need to change the data here and it will be applied to all the functions, right? So yeah, x where and y where. Okay, so now if I save this, clear this, cargo run, addition result 64. Okay, so yeah, this is how it can be done. If I applied the same like subtraction, I will write the x where and y where. I just need to change the number here. I don't need to worry about these numbers because they will be automatically given to it, right? So yeah, this is the point. Now I hope you understood that how you can define the string here, how you can make write two parameters. But let's say if I want to return a variable, how I can return a variable in a function. So it is also simple. Let's say if I write again a function that is subtraction, and that subtraction will also take like x I32 and then comma y I32. Okay, sorry, I32. All right, so now if I want to return a variable, I will simply write this sign and this. Okay, it's like a minus sign and then this. Okay, so this is not a minus sign, but it's just a sign to represent what you want to return. All right, I32. So these are the two parameters that will be returned, and as a result the I32 will also be returned. So let's say if you are returning like writing a string here, then you should also return a string. If you are writing a what you can say a boolean here, that you should then you can also return a boolean. So this is the principle that you need to keep in mind. Now what I will do here, I will simply return it like this, and now x plus y. Okay, I don't need to write the println here. Instead, I will just write the x plus y, and this addition result or the subtraction result will move to this main function, right? So how I can do this? I will simply write like what you can say println, or before going to this println, I will simply write like let subtraction result, and that result is going to be I32. Okay, because I32 is returning, so I will write I32. And if you don't want to write it, you can simply remove it, because it will automatically understand that you are returning this I32, right? And now let's write the subtraction function. And inside this subtraction function, I don't need to write the variables, or I don't need to write the values separately. I will just write x var and y var. Okay, And now I will print this subtraction result variable. I have told you that I don't need to write it here. Instead, the print line statement will be written here. So let's write. Okay, so subtraction result. Okay. So now this subtraction result is basically subtracting these two variables. So I need to write it like this. This is not adding, this is subtraction. Sorry, my mistake. Subtraction result like this. Okay. So yeah, this is addition, that in which the print statement was written here, but here I have not written the print statement here. Instead, the print statement will be written here by returning this subtraction result variable. Okay, so let's clear this. Cargo run. You can see here hello world, addition result and subtraction result. So it means that it has subtracted these two variables, and now it has given me this subtraction result. So yeah, this is how you can return the values. Let's say if I want to return, like make another function by returning the boolean value, how I can do this? I will write boolean boolean function, boolean func, and now if I, let's say, write what you can see here, let's not write any kind of parameter. Instead, I will just write the return value. So here I will write boolean. This will be the value that will be returned, and that, what is that value going to be returned? That is going to be returned true. Okay, so yeah, the boolean value will be returned, and that value is going to be true. So I can separately write it in the parameter, but I don't need to. Instead, I can change it from here. All right, so let's say if I want to change it, I will write here instead of writing in the parameter, right? So let's say true, and now this is returning true. And now the next case is to write this variable or call this function, right? So boolean fun, and how after that what I will do here, I will write it here in a function like this, bool variable. Okay, and that is going to be bool is equal to boolean function. And now if I write like this, boolean result, and now bool variable. Okay, cargo run, boolean result true. If I want to make it false, I can simply write like this, false. So I don't need to change it here, like I just changed the variables here. Instead, I will be changing the values here. All right, so you can modify this also, clear this. Okay, false. I hope you understood, but let's say if you want to change it, then I will simply write boolean return boolean. Okay, so now I need to change it here. Okay, true. Now if I write again, cargo run true. So I can change it here, or I can change it inside this function. So both of these things will be fine. So yeah, I hope you understood that how the functions can be working and how you can use them for your benefits. Now this is going to be the function thing that I taught you in this video. So let's comment this, because I don't need for this lesson. Instead I will comment it like this: functions, defining the functions. Okay, now the next thing that I'm going to be talking about is the variable binding. So let's say variable. So yeah, this is going to be the variable binding tutorial. So let's go to this. So variable binding is basically bonding two variables or three variables so that it cannot be changed afterwards. So what do I mean by this? So let's say if I write main function, and inside this main function I write variable. All right, so I can write this variable like this. Okay, but before doing the variable bounding, I will simply declare a x variable. All right, so x variable is going to be of data type U32, and now if I want to like write 34, that is going to be printed. Okay, that is a simple variable that I will be printing at first. So x like this, x variable. So this is going to be printed here simply. I just run this. So now I don't need to go to the variable binding in first. Instead, what I will show you here, that let's say if I want to change it from 34 to let's say 40, then how I can do this? I will simply write like x is equal to x. All right, so this is the x that will be equal to this x again plus let's say 40. Okay, so 40, or let's say 6 here, because 34 plus 6 is equal to what you can say 40. Okay, so yeah, x is this variable, but I declared this x in order to make it equal to the x variable that is going to be 34 and plus 6. So 34 plus 6 is equal to 40. So it will be changed from 34 to 40. So let's monitor this, whether it will work for fine or not. Okay, so let's print this statement again, clear this. And now you can see here that it is giving me the error that cannot assign twice to immutable variable. So yeah, basically once you write any kind of variable that is like x, y, or any kind of integer variables that you want to, or string variables maybe, but once you define a variable, they are by default immutable. It means that they cannot be changed, right? So if you want to change it, you have to specifically mention the mutable. All right, so this time if I run this function, it will not give me the error, because as you can see here that it has suggested to me also that you need to make it mutable in order to change the value of it. All right, so let's change this. Now you can see here that x34 and x40, because once I have declared this variable, it was by default immutable, means it cannot be changed. But once you write the mutable function, it means that it can be changed further in this function or in another function also, so that the Rust will know that hey, this variable is immutable, it can be changed, and now it will give you this result. Okay, but by default, if this is your first time and you are not declaring any kind of mutable, then it will by default be immutable, means it cannot be changed. All right, so this is an important point. And now the variable binding is like the same, instead in which you will be just writing like let x and y, all right, they are binded together, right? So they cannot be changed. And similarly, this is the value of x 100 and this is the value of y. They are binding together, number one, plus they are also immutable, means you cannot change it until you specifically declare here that you want to make this x mutable and you want to make this y mutable. All right, so now let's like declare this, like it will be fine if I write like i32 u32, it will be fine, I think. So yeah, I have not tried it, but let's check this. Okay, let's write like this, x and y. Okay, so now let's write x and then y. I have forgot to write the curly braces, so yeah, no, sorry, semicolon. So now let's write cargo run. You can see here that they cannot be written here like this, expected, so you don't need to worry about it. I will change it like this. Okay, so now I will change it. Now I didn't specify the data type, but yeah, you can see here that these was the first these was the first variables, but now this is the x variable, that is the value of this is like 100. This is the y variable, the value of this is 200. But now if I change it, let's say to again to this, all right, if I write this statement here, now the x variable, let's remove this and let's first of all change it like this. Now if I want to change this x variable to like 106, like the 6 will be added, then what it will do, it will give me the error. As you can see here that it wants me to write the mutable statement here. So if I want to write the mutable statement, then it will work fine for me. Okay, so here the s is written, which is not acceptable, so I need to write the x, remove the s. So now if I write the cargo run, you will see that this is the message that it is giving me 106. Okay, so now it is by default it was immutable, but now I changed it to mutable. But in this case the y is immutable. You need to think about, you need to keep this in mind, that only the x is mutable, the y is immutable. All right, so it will not be changed until I write the mutable here also. So now the x is muted and the y is also muted. And this time if I remove if I write like this, then it will also be added like inside this y. Okay, as you can see here 106 and 206. But let's say if I remove this mutable from the y, then it will not work like this. Instead it will give me the message. As you can see here that you should reference the mutable, you should have the mutable reference here inside this y also. So yeah, I think that this is fine, and I hope you understood that how it will work. And the next thing is basically to defining the data type. I mentioned the data type previously, but it wasn't giving me the error. Let's try that whether this type of this through this way the data type works or not. All right, so for x the data type is mentioned here, for y the data type is mentioned here separately. So let's write cargo run. Okay, expected. Okay, it is giving me, still giving me the error, but I think I should look at it, that why it is giving me this kind of message. So yeah, I understood here. Basically I searched it and it was giving me the data to define a data type like this. Okay, I32 and then I32. So now these are the variables, these are the data types, and then these are the like the values. Okay, so now all of these are like separated. All right, so only the variables are written here, variable names, variables data types are separated here, and the variable values are separated. Previously what I did is that I just combined, like I wrote this I32 inside this like braces, so it gave me the error. So let's clear this, and this time if I write cargo run, it will be working fine. So I hope you understood that how you can make the mutable variable that is by default immutable, and how you can bind those variables so that they cannot be changed until you make them mutable. So this is the lesson that I taught you in this video, and I hope you understood that what my point is relevant to the functions and relevant to the what you can say to the variable binding. And yeah, I will be sharing these details in this what you can say repository that I will be giving the link in the description, so that you can check this out. You don't need to worry about it. I will just push these details right after this video, so that you can check this code and apply it to yourself and play with it. All right, so further videos will also be coming up, so you don't need to worry about it. So I hope you like this video. So if you liked it, then make sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions, then ask those questions in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer all of them. So till then, goodbye.